Hello, everybody. It's so good to see you all. For what will, I actually, we were talking about this yesterday. What might be my last watch-along live stream of the year, which is crazy. It honestly feels like 5 minutes ago that I was doing my last live watch-along for last year. I remember thinking like, come on, surely we've got to do something over the off-season. And to be fair, this season, like, we've got more gaming stuff that will come out, more gaming live streams. But like, because they said going to go into the Pacific Championships final, and so I'll be up in Sydney. I don't know if I'll be able to do the Ashes game. So we'll find out. Sorry, I'm messing around with the music volume. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay, well, yeah, that kind of looks, that looks all right. How are you all going? For New Zealand versus Tonga. Now, today we have a very, very simple proposition. Tonga need to win by 18 points to make it. I think it's a pretty impressive feat for Tonga to beat New Zealand at all in the first place. To do it by 18, that's a hell of a task. A hell of a task. But we will see. We will see. The Bonster says, what time are you getting to the Pacific Championships final? Not completely sure yet, but I think it will be for the first game, for the Cook Islands versus Samoa game. Tiger says, how's the red suit going? A lot of people saw that reel and were like, is the green one in the wash? No, sir. No, sir. This one does not get washed. That's a joke. That's a joke. It does. Okay, I have a dry cleaner. B. Milner says, Otani plays every position. Otani's a prop and a halfback and a winger. Otani will win Tonga this game. What is this Otani thing? He's a baseballer, right? Is he LA Dodgers? I remember seeing about him 2 years ago when I was in Vegas. I think that's when he signed for the Dodgers. Everyone's freaking talking about Otani. So yes. Yes, George, I will be quiet during the anthems and all of that. The Boston says, when do the Netherlands play next? I don't think they have any more remaining games, unfortunately. I was only able to do one. The other ones I would have loved to have done. But we will very quickly get into the teams, because this is a ceremony in itself and I feel bad. Oh, wait, hang on, wrong page. There have been some changes. So, Paul Alamotti is starting, or he goes to the other side of the field. Will Pensini comes in to start in the centres. Keanu Kini onto the wing for New Zealand in jersey number 20. There in place of Seb Chris. Moving into the forwards, Moaki Fotueka starts for Mate Tonga, as well as Kulikefu Fuiaki starting in the back row. That changes their bench. Kofusi and Siwa Wong move onto the bench. The Kiwis bench is unchanged. I was curious to see the fact that they've featured Dimitri Vaimunga on their bench, Mate Tonga, but have not featured Leka Halasima. I'd have Halasima over by Vaimunga, but that's just me. So, yeah, that's what we got today. That's the prospect. When is France versus Jamaica? That's already happened. France won and qualified for the World Cup. So, yes, that's all finished. To everyone asking on Twitch, because Jesus Christ, there's 30 of yous. That's insane. I'm not streaming the game on Twitch. No. I will stream a watch-along for it. Hence the name Pacific Championships Watch-along. So, yes. 9 more followers until 1K. It's true. I've got a lot of people to thank. Jesus Christ. I've got NRL Gavin, DPC, Roadman, Itchy Boohole. That's a hell of a name. Tabodster again. King Mocha and Bulldog Season. Thank you all. Thank you all. I will set up the timer for this game and we'll be set to go quite soon. As I say, those of you who watch my international live streams will know this, but I'll just clarify again. For the anthems, I will not be talking. Just because, you know, out of respect and all of that. So, yeah, I'll be staying silent for that little period. I will also set up a poll on YouTube to see who you guys think will win. I'll do that now. I'm expecting that this will be a very Tongan crowd. I know it's in Auckland, in New Zealand, but look at that. Yeah, in fact, it's right there. Look at that sea of red. That's absolutely insane. That is crazy. We've got way more views on Twitch than on YouTube. That is very rare for me. I'm a YouTuber primarily. So thank you everyone who's currently watching this on Twitch. I hope you enjoyed what you see. It's just basically like a companion. Lots of other streamers do it as well. A companion while watching the game. just for you guys, I'll do a poll on Twitch as well. Normally I don't because there's not enough people on Twitch, but for today specifically. And I'll be quiet for the anthems. Yeah, I'm actually kind of emotional. I love that anthem so much. It is everything. It is the synergy between the beautiful Maori culture and the beautiful culture of, you know, Anglo-New Zealand as well coming together. But seeing Joe Tarpany crying, Jermaine Isako crying, I think Aaron Clark was crying as well. I love this game so much. I love it so much. I love what it represents. And that is everything. That's everything to me. What we just saw. I'm not streaming the game Juicy Lemon. That's illegal. We are 6 away from 1K on Twitch. Jesus Christ. Well, this is kind of the last push of the year in some respects. So if we don't get it today, we'll be hard pressed. But yes, I'll be quiet throughout both the Sippy Towel and the Haka. Enjoy. This is the best part of International Rugby League. It's just the best. It's straight up the best. It's honestly so good, bro. And I know I glaze it every single freaking time, but like, that has so much potential. International virality is there. It's right there. Look at that sea of red. In Auckland, a sea of red. A nation of 100,000 people, Matewa Tonga, laying down the challenge. Let's see what New Zealand do with the haka. It's the best, bro. It's the best. Okay. And now with the pre-match entertainment for the masses, but the culture for the players being laid down, we can get into the game. Let's go. Let's go. The boss says Halasima pissing himself. Well, it'll be all right because he's only 18th man today, so he'll probably be all right. Bro, look at Joe Tarpany, man. Look at Joe Tarpany. That is crazy. I love it. I love it. Okay, anyway. There's nothing I can say about those things that you guys don't already know. Someone asked who I've got winning the final next week. Bro, I'm going to get freaking goosebumps when Samoa and New Zealand do the Sivatau versus the Haka. I think, I'm really tossing and turning. It's a tip with the heart, not the head, but I'm going Samoa. Like, man, look in your fridge. I don't think I will do that. All right, as always, I will let you know exactly when they kick off on my screen so you can sync up with me if you want. I will then set up the timer and we will be good to go. The boss says there's a New Way flag in the crowd. What, the yellow one? That's sick. Alrighty. Taumaloto plays for Tonga for the first time this year. The man who's their spiritual leader. The man who changed International Rugby League forever. He started this. Let's see if he can put a proper point on that now. Tiger, I can't look out the window. I've blocked out the sunlight so that my lighting looks a little bit better. Although it does look very yellowy. And I wasn't sure how to fix that. Oh. I'm hyped. Oh, Jesus. But just see what the Tongan players get taken out in warm-up. Is that potentially why, I think it was Katoa. Anyway. Go. Hopefully he's okay, Jesus. Let's go. There's the kickoff. If you want to sync up with me, we are all systems go. New Zealand versus Tonga, round 3, Pacific Championships 2025. Tonga need a margin of 18 to get through. Which Katoa? That's a good point. It was Ellie, I'm pretty sure. We'll see. Yes, okay, he is out on the field though. He's fine. I don't know if the independent doctor has seen that one, but yes. Debotsa, I'll mention in the Discord. I'm not sure exactly where I'm sitting next week. So, Tonga, they're on the 30. Run there from Jason Tamalolo up to about the 40-meter line. That's good, and the Tongans love it. Listen to that crowd now. Listen to that crowd now, boys and girls. They went up for Jason Tamalolo. Although today I want to call him Vai Tamalolo because that's his actual name. Wait, 2 followers. Excuse me, I'm very excited. Away from 1K on Twitch. 2 more. Surely we get that today. Surely we get that. Solid catch there from Casey McLean. So it looks like Casey's playing on the wing. Because he was named initially at center. In fact, I'm looking at the team list. Yes, he is named at center, but that looked like he was on the wing. You could potentially have Charles at center, Casey on the wing, and Encounter Kinney at fullback. That's the way I'd be going. Mata KZ, KZ, why did I say Z? Has just followed. We're 1 away. We're 1 away. Will says, are you going to the final next week? I am. We need 1 more. If you're watching on Twitch and you're not following, you have the chance to be my 1,000th follower. Surely. I cannot show you the game. There it is! And sorry, I'm just going to take a little moment for myself to celebrate. Thank you all. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. 1K followers on Twitch. Dude, I'm a YouTuber. That's sick. Thank you all so much. You've made my day. As much as International Rugby League is enough to make my day on its own, I'll be sure to put in a good performance for you lot today. Let's go! Okay. So on the first here, Tonga, 2 minutes gone so far in this game. Hooker, there's Lehigh Hopewadi. I mean, quite critical of the likes of Saliva Havili, for instance, at hooker there for Tonga, thinking that they need someone who's a little bit more of a specialist in that position. We'll see how he goes specifically today. Danny says, haven't slept since last night's stream. Well, that's rough. Jesus Christ, how long have you been awake for? That's mad. Up the Milk says, I'm a mod of a 1K follower Twitcher. That's true. It's true. Yes. Thank you all. Genuinely. That's so sick. 1K in 5 months is silly, bro. That is silly. Anyway. Cool. So, 2.5 minutes gone. On the first, that's a good tackle there on Keanu Kinney. I think it was Will Pensini who got him. So, it does look like Kinney's playing fullback, which is what I wanted. That's where I think his best position is for sure. Charles Cook's adds a little bit more versatile. Crossing in at hooker. I was curious to see no Marshall King. Am I forgetting that he was injured or something in game 1? I must be, surely. Visuals on 9 are insane. I'm watching on Fox. What are the visuals on 9 like? Yeah, so Charles is 100% playing center with McLean outside him. Interesting that like they didn't name it that way, but like that's the way that they've gone on field. So just look. I can't change my stream. You know, I could actually. 6 more New Zealand. So I think it was touched there by Tonga. Not necessarily like a set restart, you know, ding 6 again, but one where it was touched by Tonga and they've kept going. Okay, and another 6 again. Ashley Klein's given away 2 there. Good run here from Matt Timoko. He's getting away from a number of them. Tackled there eventually by Dimitri Vaimunga and co. So across to find Jace Fisher-Harris. Now 4, and on the farewell tour, finds Dylan Brown. They've got numbers out here. McLean gets it, steps inside one, steps away from another. Over the sideline. That's brilliant defense from Tonga. That's brilliant defense for Tonga. I thought for all money, ladies and gentlemen, that your boy Casey McLean was going to be in. I thought for sure. I'll get the timer working in a second. I'm not sure why it's not. Jesus, that was a brilliant tackle. This is a man who has scored, I think, 6 tries in 2 games for New Zealand. For him to be stopped there is impressive. The timer code is just running. It should be able to fix itself in a second. Hello, Kalani. How you going? It is not full time. To be abundantly clear, that is incorrect. We got a whistle there. Okay, no, just be called to play the ball again. Yes, I'm aware that it's not full time. My time is messing up. Let me fix it. Wow, 0 all full time. Oh no, crazy. Smart guy, I'm well aware. Don't worry, I'm well aware. All right, pass there from Havili. Listen to that crowd, bro. Listen to that crowd. There is absolutely zero thought of the Tongan fans not showing up to support their guys simply because of the task that's ahead of them. That's brilliant. Zero all at full time is some Rugby League 26. BS. That it is. That at 100% is. Okay, I don't see any reason why the timer shouldn't be working. I'll try running it again. Okay, that's all right. It doesn't matter to most people. Solid run there, up over the 40. So New Zealand are going to start this set in a very, very good position there. Well done, Jermaine Asako getting that one. 4 and then a dummy half. Gives it across to Canberra Raider, Matt Timoko, who's sort of been in the news a little bit lately. There's some Canberra fans thinking that he might be squeezed out due to the salary cap. And some are saying, kind of not the end of the world, which surprised me. I think he's a really, really good center. But yeah. NRL Cool Kangaroo says, coming from PNG, love your videos. Bro, thank you. Thank you for the support from Papua New Guinea, bro. That's massively appreciated. On the feet here, they go the short side. Crosland down the blind. Doesn't give it into Darren Albert. That's a 1997 grand final reference. Leaguie, now that you have 1K followers, surely you set up the channel points. I'm being so dead ass. I have 43K. I will, okay? I will when exam season is over. The monster, that is not true. There's not a chance you're in the Netherlands, bro. Not a chance. All right, up over the 30 there, halfway through the set. Dude, I haven't heard this consistent screaming. Sione Katoa does get away from one, can't get away from more than that, though. Damn, 6 more. Okay, so that's a good result there for Tonga on the 4th. That's a great tackle in which to get the 6 more. Tamalolo with a run right into the meat of Tapani and Fisher-Harris. Yep, yeah, gonna have to remind me on what the deal was, bro. You're gonna have to remind me. Okay, on the 40 there. Tonga with the first real attacking opportunity of this game for them. Katoa finds Eliesa Katoa underneath. I really need to be specifying which Katoas I'm talking about. Havili and a demi half. Gives it across to Adam Fanua Blake, the big man. Offload there. No, not an offload from Fotueka. I thought he was going for it. He definitely was going for it. Didn't quite get it done. Let's see. Isaiah Katoa, that was forward, surely. And it has been ruled. Has been ruled. That's a shame. It really looked like it was building there, in my opinion. I thought they had something going, but that was a forward pass without a doubt. Fun fact about this referee, Ashley Klein. I follow him on Instagram. I didn't think he had an Instagram account. He's got like 2K followers. I think I might have more than him. And I don't have that many on Instagram. But yeah, brilliant content. He just randomly posts stories sometimes. I'm like, big up you, Ashley Klein. Big up you. The Botster says, do you know Obama's last name? Oh, Bin Laden? Obama Bin Laden? That was his name, right? I swear. Terry says, what's your prediction? I think that it will be a narrow New Zealand victory, I would say. Narrow New Zealand victory. Yes, yeah, but... So wait, if Kiwis win, you spam W Kiwi? I mean, I think Kiwis will win, so... Yeah. Legman, can we get a discount on your OnlyFans for Christmas? Nah, bro, I need that bread. Straight up, need that bread. Up over the halfway line. The hymns are going up. Their hymns are going up. On the 4th. 4, and that's a deep pass to Dylan Brown. They're going very, very deep. Keeney's got space, though. He had an offload outside him, but he should have gone back inside. He had support there. Casey McLean now running himself towards the touchline. Goes back in field. Will not be forced over the touchline, but that was close. All right, one more to go here in the set. Isaiah Papali'i with it. Pass back in field to Nickel Klukstad. McLean, they've got space in the middle. Keeney goes back to find Dylan Brown. He calls his players back on side behind him. Puts a kick across the field. Isako's gone up for it. But Daniel Tupou, my man who owns the skies, goes to a height of 30,000 feet to bring that ball down. That's my guy. That's my guy. And a penalty off the back of it. This game is being played at 1 billion miles an hour, folks. This is brilliant. Brilliant. Great rugby league. Did you see the new Panthers jersey? Yeah, I mean, define new. It's pretty much just the same thing. I would have loved to have seen more silver in it to go along with their logo. Okay, smart guy, I will do that. Hello, ReactBot. New Zealand are playing Tonga. Who do you think wins this and why?
Crossmark, no response.
Brilliant. That's a classic ReactBot response, unfortunately. The Bonster says, why is Fiji so bad at rugby league? Well, they're without the two Saifidis, Campbell Gillard, Api Coruscant, Viliami Kikau, Sivo Ravalawa. if they had all those guys, I don't think they'd be as bad at rugby league. Okay, I'll give Reactbot one more go. Reactbot, New Zealand are playing against Tonga. He's not listening to me now. What? Reactbot, New Zealand are playing against Tonga. Who do you think wins and why?
Tonga's gonna smash M. Kiwis are as useful as a forward pass to a prop.
Damn. Okay. Well, that's a pretty bold prediction there from Reactbot. Crazy. And the internet connection on my iPad, in which I'm using to watch this game, has just died. Love that. Lendog says, you now have under 2 months to make it to 10K on YouTube. Yes, I know. I am well aware of that fact. But we're looking good. We're actually looking very good. Hello, Magnetic. How are you going? I'm just reloading my broadcast. There we go. I've got it back now. Cool. I think, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get this timer to work, folks. I don't know what's wrong with the code. It's just not working. I'm just running it as I always do. All right, on the third, New Zealand are right on Tonga's line here. Tapani offload back in field to find Phoenix Crossland. Dylan Brown is Future Knights teammate. They're going deep here. Nickel Klookstad gets the ball. Does burrow through a couple of them, but can't get through to the line. All right, on the fourth, plays it. 2 more to go. There's a lot of questions in the chat. I'll read them after this attacking set from New Zealand. Tapani gives it out to Dylan Brown. Sorry, it was foreign, actually. Timoko with the ball, going for the corner of the field, offloads wildly back in field. Is the ball still in play? It is. Now it's over the sideline in New Zealand. Again, the scramble defense of Tonga is king. Pete says, what do you think needs to happen to make clubs release their players for the Pacific Test? I think there needs to be more fan accountability. I think fans need to express a greater deal of dissatisfaction and not seeing their players play on the international stage. That is something that will come as a result of a cultural shift in the importance of the international game. So, yes. NRL Cool Kangaroo says, why is Kiwi so cooked? They're trying hard. It's just brilliant scramble defense from Tonga. Surely hit that by the end of the year. 10K on YouTube. I'd be surprised if I didn't now. Depending on... I don't know if when the government ban on under-16s kicks in, I don't know if that's going to, like, wipe away my subscriber base. If so, I haven't got a chance. Nicolette, I'm trying to add the clock. I'm trying. It's not working. Oh, that was a rushing defense there for Timoko. That's play on, is it? Yeah, Sako's got the ball. They rushed up there on Isaiah Iongi. New Zealand have the ball, and they'll have a full attacking set here. Just up. In fact, it will be within the Tongan 20 there. Kat, concussion rules work. You've got an independent doctor sitting on the sideline. If they will review basically hard tackles, and they can call players off for a head injury assessment. They have to pass the test. They're off for a minimum of 15 minutes. They can come back on the field if they pass the test, basically. Crossland passes out a dummy half. I think that's knocked on there by Joe Tarpany. It was a poor pass there from Crossland. Poor pass. Unfortunately for the Kiwis. Magnetic says, I just want to watch Leaguie. Why Alba got to ruin it? I know, bro. I know. I might try and find a way to, like, put my videos in my Discord. Oh, wait, you can't use Discord either. There's got to be a way of getting into the game. There's got to be a way. Thoughts on who should be the 20th NRL team? South Island, New Zealand, Christchurch kind of area. That region. Lendog, it was like 3 or 4K. So on the first here, play the ball. Is that a run there from Paul Alamotti? It is. He's the man who's into the side in the place of Rob Toya. I was disappointed to see Toya get injured, but Alamotti's a very, very good replacement. Very handy replacement. Lendog, I think Discord's included. I'm pretty sure it is. Penalty for Tonga. Danny says that he blocked Clyde on Insta after Origin too. Well, just so Ashley Klein wouldn't be able to message you. That's brilliant. Oh, damn. By far the best flavor. 4.16 subs was the start of the year. It's kind of more than I thought. But the end of last year was very strong. All right, we have had 15 minutes gone. I'm trying everything with this clock, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying everything to get it to work. All right. Decent run there from Jason Tamalolo. Havili's in a dummy half on the second. They're within 30 here. Fanua Blake, ball plays to Isaiah Katoa. Finds the big back rower of Vaimunga. Sorry, Finafuyaki it is, not Vaimunga, underneath. Of course. Oh, that's a knock on there from Dimitri Vaimunga, I think it is. It's hard to tell. No, it's Fodawaker. My God. I am sorry, dude. You know what it is? And this is harsh, but they switched around all the forwards just before the game started, and I looked at the team list. Now in my mind, I'm like, that back row on that side, that's, you know, meant to be freaking Wong, isn't it? Sorry. Anyway. MVP says, you should be commentating on one of the TV networks or radio stations, not after the fact that I've just misread like a heap of the Tonga names. I think I've just ruined my chances of ever getting a job with them now. But maybe one day. All right, so on the second here, Crossland gets it. They're in their own end, the New Zealand Kiwis. Fisher Harris. Tackled by a sea of red jerseys. An absolute sea of them. There was some real rushing defense there from Iongi. He does get Leota in the end, but there's numbers now. Nikora with a run. Timoko outside him. Now Jermaine Asako floating with the sideline. Steps back inside. Now there's numbers around. Gets it to Kieran forward, and that's been called forward. And a pass has gone forward, and a try has gone begging.
He's trash.
Damn. Listen to that Tongan crowd now. Look at those flags in the background. That was certain. Certain. Let's see here, Asako. Was it the pass here to Foreign? I think, I agree that it's forward, but boy, oh boy, it was close. Boy, oh boy, it was close. You know, when it's Kieran Foreign, just give it to him, bro. Just give it to him. Come on, have a sense of occasion. Any Tongans in the chat are not going to be happy with me about that. Up milk, we'll definitely consider that. Definitely consider it. George, I played that soundbite because the New Zealand Kiwis bombed a little try there. Okay, run there from Kulikefu Finafuyaki. One of the great names. Great names. I love saying that name. Tamalolo now. He's having a real good start to this game. The monster, I simply don't believe you. Avili with a pass now to Isaiah Katoa. Iongi gets it. Digs into the line himself. He is thinking sort of run first here, Isaiah Iongi, which is probably playing to his strength. Now Isaiah Katoa will put a kick in. It's being chased hard by Leaguie. It goes up for it. No one's got it. Then the New Zealand Kiwis diving it through Isaiah Papa Leaguie. Solo, thank you for the follow on Twitch. George, yeah, the South African Rugby League team is not very good. They don't really have that much infrastructure there. But you'll get to see them play the Cook Islands next week. So you will really get a sense. Dozele101, thank you for the followers. Casey McLean has now got space. He's got support inside through Keanu Keaney. Keaney's in space. Keaney for the line. They're not going to catch him. Keanu Keaney.
Goodbye!
Try time for New Zealand. Bang. The Gold Coast Titans fullback. The man who I said should be fullback for the New Zealand Kiwis this whole time. And correct up the milk, my try tip for the on the Bloke podcast last week. Unfortunately, I won't get to be on tomorrow and honor that. But yes, hell of a prediction. Dan said goodbye, George, because Keanu Keaney went the length of the field almost. He started with it, gave the ball out to Casey McLean, stayed with McLean in support, and in a brilliant sign for Rugby League. That's what, a couple of 20, 21-year-olds linking up? Brilliant. Nice one. Nice one. W-tip Leaguie, you should get into gambling. No, sir, I should not. No, I should not. Yes. Okay. That was a nice little team try there for New Zealand. They were threatening. we've had 20 minutes gone. They were threatened for line breaks on a couple of occasions. We saw literally the set previous. They nearly scored, if not for a forward pass. That was one where I think the Tonganese defense just couldn't stand up to it. Unfortunately. 1,000 on red. I am not the kind of person to do that. ARW says Ash Klein is the worst ref. Off the basis of that try? What was your grievance with that try? He's definitely not the worst ref, by the way. Anyway. Kick from right in front. Jamina Sako slots it at a 6 points to 0. So, Tonga now need 24 unanswered points if they are to get to the final of these Pacific Championships. Some people were asking me why there's no promotion relegation game this year. And I didn't actually have an answer until just recently when it occurred to me, of course, there's a World Cup next year. So, there's not going to be a Pacific Championships next year. So, it doesn't really make sense to have a promotion/relegation. The Watson says, who is the worst ref? What, in the NRL? I mean, there's some NRL refs who have done like one game. It's definitely not Ashley Klein. That I do know. And I think for the first time in this game so far, the crowd's a little bit quiet. Just a little bit quiet. Yeah, Debot said that I agree with. There should be a Pacific Bowl final between PNG and Fiji again. Would be cool. Chop says Casey Badger's the worst by far. I'm not one to comment on it. But I think that she gets more hate than she deserves. That I will say. So, played there. Crossing down a dummy half. Nice running from him. We saw Edwin Apape absolutely tear them up out of dummy half yesterday. We might see something similar there from Crossland. MVP, as I just said, there's no promotion relegation because the Pacific Championships aren't happening next year. So. Brown is tackled. And, I mean, yes, you could do it for the Pacific Championships after the World Cup, theoretically, but it would be weird for them to go back to something from, 2 years prior. New Zealand are nearly in here. In fact, I think they might have got there. Let's see if Isaiah Papali'i was held up there. We're going to review this. Ashley Klein has no try. I agree with him. Oh, on the basis of a chance knock on. I don't even think Papali'i got this one to the ground. I think it was brilliant scramble defense there from Tonga. So 2 players went up for it. Nickel Klukstad and I think that's No, it's Hopewadi. Jeez, Hopewadi looks a bit different. He's got a bit more facial hair. Let's see. They're trying to tell if it's a knock on by chance. Nickel Klukstad here. Okay, so they're rolling a knock-on from Chance. Which I think, you're going with the decision of the referee on the field. That makes sense. Magnetic, what are you talking about? Justice for Leaguie. What are you talking about, bro? Yeah, I don't think he grounded it anyway either. I agree. I agree with you. Oh! Yo! Wait! Hold up. Yes! I'm a technological mastermind. I got the timer to work, ladies and gentlemen. Applause for me, please. Applause for me. This is one of the best showings you've ever seen from a content creator. Katoa is in trouble, Elias Katoa, with that open win. That looks rough as hell. Rough as hell. I remember when I was a kid, I had a friend from Saudi Arabia. And I was talking to his dad about how I like rugby league. And he was like, but it's also bloody and like violent. And you see, blood on people's faces and open wounds. How do you enjoy that? And I was just like this fascinated kid like, yeah, I know, right? It's exciting. It's so cool. It's so cool. Thank you for the applause there, Lane Dog. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Penalty there against Tonga. Unfortunately for the Tongans, I get the sense that this scoreline is going to get worse before it gets better. But we'll see. Kalani says, put my Pookie Nafahu on. Bro, Nafahu, my Pookie. Get your own Pookie, bro. Are you even a Roosters supporter? Get your own Pookie Bear. Magnetic says, Leaguie, can we prank chat GPOT at halftime? What did you have in mind, brother? Okay, so Elias Katoa has passed his head injury assessment. Good on him. So he'll be back on the field soon, I would imagine. Let's see. Fisher Harris now across the nice little exchange of passing there. And Timoko just pins the ears back and runs through. Makes a solid 10 meters there on the 30 now. Foreign with the ball in his hands. Finds Leota underneath. It's just constant physicality. I could have sworn that Andrew Voss just called him Toyota. Anyway, Keeney stepping around. Gives it to Fisher Harris. Now Tarpany. So many big men, bro. Foreign finds Brown. Tries to find outside men. Can't do it. Instead goes himself. Will be tackled on the 4th. About 10 meters out. They're looking good here. Crossland gives it now to Joe Tarpany. Stepping back in field. Will he get an offload away? He will. Crossland spins it across to find Foreign. It is the 4th. Fisher Harris has no idea what to do. So he just runs himself straight at Siwa Wong. One more to go here. Crossland's in at dummy half. Gives it across to find Kieran Foreign. Will he put a kick in? He won't. Keanu Kinney over the top. Touched there by Tupou. And that's going to go over the sideline. Daniel Tupou hands the Kiwis 6 more. What is the NZ lineup? You know what? I could show you very quickly, Pookie Bear. I could show you very quickly. There you go. Although that was too quick, you can go back and pause. Bang. Oh, wait, that's the wrong page. I am a professional. Kalani says, am I Roosters fan? Oh, you are Roosters fan. Haven't missed a game since round 2, 2016. And been on a far who says 2023. Well, fair enough. Then he is both of our Pookie Bears. Absolutely. Isaiah Papali'i now. Okay, so that's the second tackle there. Plays it cross and being very dynamic out of dummy half. Brown runs himself. Brown gets there straight through the meter to the fence. New Zealand score again. Bang. He had a very, very good first game in the Pacific Championship, still Brown. And this has been a very special opening 25 minutes from him again. Just straight through. Straight through them. The little man in between Adam Fanua-Blake and another Tongan there. I think in Siwa Wong. Damn. And by the time he put the ball down, he didn't have a hand on him. Hello, Boston. How are you going? Lendog says we all thought Tonga were favorites. I mean, I don't think people really thought Tonga were favorites. The Boston says, who are you supporting in the Rugby League World Cup? I mean, if you want a realistic answer, Tonga or Samoa. If you want a non-realistic answer, Papua New Guinea. So, look, I think that there was a realistic chance of Tonga winning this game, but it wasn't likely. It wasn't likely to happen. But it could have. Magnetic say, why are my messages not coming up? I mean, evidently they are. I would think. I don't know. YouTube might be filtering them out. It does that sometimes. As Sabine says, is it reasonable to click off the game since the final is basically confirmed as Samoa versus New Zealand? No, it's not. While all of those Tongan fans are there in the crowd, in the stands, with their flags, you have a moral obligation to support them as well. Kick here from right in front for Jermaine Asako. Easy as you like. We were talking yesterday about goal kicking forwards. Because we were talking about Reece Martin from Papua New Guinea. What other ones are there? Reece Martin, Corey Parker, Siasiwa Taukeaho. What other goal kicking forwards have we had? Mr. SV says, are you not going for Oz in the 2026 World Cup? I would prefer every other team to win the World Cup than Australia. They would be my last one that I'd want to win. As I said, we literally had the Ashes victory yesterday. No one cares. No one cares. That's just the default outcome. Nothing happens. Anyone else wins the World Cup? It's cool as hell. And you know what? It's better for the game in Australia if someone else wins the World Cup, because there's actually going to be more narrative, more conversation about the fact that Tonga, Samoa, New Zealand, one of those teams, England even, won the World Cup. England less so, but one of the other teams for sure. Papali, he kicked a few times. Well, he definitely kicked earlier this year. I was at that game. So, crossing down to dummy half. 2 more to go. There's a solid run there from Nafahu wide up to the halfway line. I love the fact that he's got like the sort of frizz at the back of his head. It's not like a clear mullet or anything. It's got its own name. But I don't know. Cut out pass there from Papali'i to find Casey McLean on the last. I think he's just knocked that one on. As it being says, I remember seeing Jaden Ockenbaugh attempt to kick from the sideline as we were losing 48-6. That is grim. That is grim. Technically, I mean, yeah, he is a forward now. He transitions being a back row for the Bradford Bulls, so... Yeah. Tiger says, what if Cook Islands win somehow? Unreal. Unreal. The only reason why I'd have Papua New Guinea as a like ideal option above them is just that there's way more people in Papua New Guinea to celebrate it. So, yeah. Trivia for Leaguie. How many Canberra Raiders have 100% goal conversion rate in 2025? Just one. Josh Papali'i. That's my prediction. But I am taking a bit of a random guess, to be fair. Up the milk. If South Africa were to win the Rugby League World Cup, that would just be funny. That would be funny above all else. So, yes. I mean, Magnetic, I don't think that'd be very difficult to do. You just say that that's the case, and it'll be like, oh, that's a shame. Ethan Strange as well. Damn. Good on Ethan Strange. Solid run there from Aaron Clark, the man who is... I always say is like my favorite archetype of player. The small ball-playing 13. Keanu Kini stepping in the midfield. Gets it out to Britt Nickra. Now they've got space. Timoko gets it out to Jermaine Asako, who's got clear space in front of him. Steps back inside. Will get it offloaded. Back inside. Will he? No, he's going to break through himself here. He's still going. He's still going. They haven't wrapped him up. It's taken about 9 Tongan players to actually tackle Jermaine Asako in the end. One more to go. Surely they kick across field. For him. Finds Brown. Will put boot to ball across field. There's space out there. McLean gets it. McLean reaches out. McLean scores. Casey McLean scores his first try in this game for New Zealand and his 7th in total. Bang. They are humming. They are humming. What a take that was. It's basic rugby league. You make a breakdown one side on the last. There's going to be space on the other side of the field. They passed quickly. Kieran Foran did well not to kick it himself. Relied on Dylan Brown. Trusted him. Immediately got it to him. Brown knew straight away. Boot to ball. Bang. McLean gets it. Reaches out. Bang. Scores. Danny says McLean is not real. It's inevitable. It's actually insane. This kid is crazy. Katoa couldn't even really jump up with him. Held that ball up in the air and bang, held the ball in his hands. Well, that one was coming free a little bit, but he did very, very well. Landog asks on YouTube, Leaguie, are you streaming on YouTube? This man is having a whole ass existential crisis right now. Whole ass existential crisis. Up the milk, I sure did, buddy. I sure did. That was featured prominently. Every time England scored a try, I played that clip. It's true. GR Pete says, Leaguie, do you think we need to cap Origin to encourage mid-season test matches? I.e., New South Wales and Queensland can have any tier of players who meet the age eligibility, but both New South Wales and Queensland can only select 3? I'm not sure what you mean. Could you maybe explain that again? What I will say is I am very much not in favor of making players pick between Origin and Pacific nations. I think that Origin will win out in those situations because of the financial reward. And I think that that could undo 10 years of hard work and growing International Rugby League. So, yeah. The Bonser says, should we have an international break like soccer? I do think we should have a representative break. As Asako lines up this kick, hits it, swings it back. Shelling peas. Shelling peas. Yeah, I do think we should have a representative window where we pause the NRL season for 4 weeks in the middle, have Origin take place on back-to-back-to-back Wednesdays. Maybe you could just pause it for 3 weeks, actually. But, well, you need the weaker players in rep camp, actually. So, no, 4 weeks. You have first week, teams are in camp. Then back-to-back-to-back weeks, Origins on Wednesdays. On the weekends, you get international fixtures like this. And then back into the NRL. I see zero argument, literally zero argument against that. Every single consequence of that in my mind is a positive consequence. And yes, you wouldn't have like... You could have Samoa playing against Tonga, for instance, and they wouldn't be full strength. To'o wouldn't be playing. Luai wouldn't be playing. Haas wouldn't be playing. But you'd still have a very good team. If you don't have To'o in the squad, okay, you've got Dean Mariner in the squad. It's still good players. So, I made a whole video on that. So, the baby says, are we still friends? Dude, it's been a while since you asked me that. Yeah, of course we're still friends, bro. Of course we're still friends. The Bonster says, you sell less tickets to Origin Game 3 because you don't have the 3 weeks of knowing it's a decider. I mean, it's selling out Origins haven't really been a problem for us. I actually think it could be very much the opposite because you have now this month-and-a-half long slow burn of like Game 1 and then you get this diluted NRL for a couple of weeks and then Game 2 and then diluted NRL for a couple of weeks. It's too long, bro. You can't maintain that level of excitement. But 3 weeks in camp? Look at how much we've been talking about, like, you know, the Tongans and Samoans in camp or the Aussies on tour. Rather than them all going back to their clubs in between, you know? So, yes. Magnetic, you are definitely in my top 1,000 viewers. I don't know where you are in that. You might be number 1. You might be number 1,000, but you're in there. All right, Nafahu White close to the line. They've got 4 more tackles here, the Kiwis. Jesus, he's fending away from quite a few of them. They could get out to 24-0 here. I really don't want to see this be a blowout. That would be devastating. Crossland short ball. Oh, that was a hard run from Nikora. Gets it offload away. Timoko knocks it on. Chupo's got the ball. The Bodster, I will absolutely not hit a haka at halftime. I'm pretty sure that would be culturally insensitive of me to do. The baby says, I've always thought that for each Origin week, there should be a break, but I like the idea of it being consecutive. Yeah, I think it just maintains the hype. There's genuine, you know, an Origin camp. Up the book. Yeah, sure, that's true. That's true. Alamotti was being forced to the sideline there, and yet another penalty for Tonga. So they're getting piggybacks out of their own end here. As the Bean says, I've met your mum in the Shire once, and I'm not joking. How did you know she was my mum? Kick into touch. Bro. It's beautiful. It's magical. Anyway. Oh, your grand final vlog? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a valid way of knowing that that's my mum. What? I want to know how that interaction went. That's very cool. I'm amazed you would recognize from my video, though. Anyway. Decent run there from Dimitri Vaimonga. Pass there from Katoa. Infield to Eliesa Katoa. That is funny, the bot stuff. All right. Eliesa Katoa finds Isaiah Katoa. Now, Finafuyaki, geez, if he got one more offload away, they would have been in. Sonny Luke at dummy half. Gives it now to his Tongan teammate. It was number 17. I think that's Vaimonga. Oh, wild offload. Oh, Jesus Christ. That might actually be the worst offload I've ever seen from Will Pensini. Might be the single most horrible offload I've seen. Nate Dog, what are you talking about? Bogan says, surely you give me a high five. It was my birthday 7 days ago. Bang. That was just for you. Holy Patrick Herbert. That was insane, bro. Insane. Leaguie, is CNK the second best fullback in the league? I mean, all due respect to CNK, but he's a below average fullback. And that is not a criticism. We're in a golden age of fullbacks. The fact is, he's not better than Walsh, Tedesco, Edwards. He's not better than Pappenhausen, although he's not around. But anyway, yeah, he was. Drinkwater. He's definitely not better than Ponga, Trebojevic. Probably not Gutherson. Probably not Buller. So then he's below average. Definitely not Weeks. Geez, Casey McLean nearly scored again there. Nearly scored again. As Sabine says, Connor Tracy is in the top 3 most consistent fullbacks, and I'm dying on this hill. He is consistent. He is consistent. It's not like he's great by any means, but he is consistent, yeah. Bogan, I'm quite confident that it is 19. Is it not 19? I would have thought it would be 19. Short drop out there from Isaiah Carto. In fact, is it? It was both long and out on the full. That really weren't it, bro. That really weren't it. Daniel Tupou wasn't anywhere near that. All right. Played there. New Zealand have another. It seems like they've had so many chances. And they've converted enough of them by all means. But they've just been camped down this end for the entire half. The time has stopped. Damn it. This was happening yesterday, dude. There's only 4 minutes left in the first half. It's not 21 minutes gone. It's Mia has subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. We are trying to hit 10k by the end of the year. Your support is massively appreciated. Nicaragua with an offload to Timoko. Timoko will get there. Bang. Matt Timoko makes it 22 points to 0. New Zealand is smashing it. Absolutely running wild right now. The New Zealand Kiwis. That's insane, bro. I thought that this would be a narrow victory. I thought, you know, that PNG over Fiji yesterday would be a narrow victory. This is something else entirely, dude. This is something else entirely. Can you recreate the Telstra ad? I'll do that at halftime. I'll do that at halftime. That would actually be kind of funny. Yeah, the territory stats, 71% in favor of the Kiwis. 71%. That's insane. I want to show you guys actually how this is being portrayed on foxsports.com. Why the ever living hell are the Kiwis the red and white team? What do you mean, dude? What? That's aggressively silly. Aggressively silly, which is admittedly my favorite kind of silly, but anyway. Lendog, we definitely won't be doing that until 10k. Definitely won't be doing that until 10k. So Osaka will have a kick from the touchline. Is he clutch? Is he clutch? Hits it. Oh, that's beautiful, dude. It curled into position and just hung there. He's so good at goal kicking, man. Shout out Jermaine Isako in general, dude. Like 3 or 4 years ago, pretty much actually before the Dolphins came in, he was a dude whose first grade career had kind of failed. Couldn't make the Broncos team, went out on loan to the Titans. That didn't really work either. He just stayed, went to the Dolphins, and is an absolute stalwart. He's one of the best kickers in the comp. He's one of the more consistent wingers in the comp, and he's a regular for New Zealand. It's brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Lane Dog says you have so much aura. No, that's just the green lighting around me. It's the actual aura. I agree, Kalani. Eden Park is a beautiful stadium, and I'd love to see rugby league here more, but the stands are a bit too far away from the field. So. The baby says, I thought you did good on the pod. Are you going back on again? I would have been a chance of going on tomorrow. The blog podcast, I assume is what you're talking about. But I have a uni exam. And I really hope that doesn't scupper my chances of going on in future weeks. I don't think it will. Denon's a great guy. So hopefully I stay sort of in the mind, but we'll see. What? The Bodster? Discord mods, if you're watching, can you sort that out? It's been getting a bit out of control in the last 24 hours. We've got to rein it in, people. No further than a core. I would criticize a core in the same way. It is a very beautiful stadium. I agree. Would you rather meet Lipboy Hopboy and Mount Druitt or have Ethan Bullymore call you a good boy? No question, Ethan Bullymore call me a good boy. On two fronts. One, I love Ethan Bullymore. Two, I love being called a good boy. So, because I am a good boy and I deserve it. Fundamentally. So, yeah, easy. Oh, it's a joke? Okay. I trust your judgment then. Leaguie, what's your full name, including middle name? My name is Mark Leviticus Nwangani Tawase. Kick for touch there from Isaiah Katoa. It's one of those tricky ones from the middle of the field. Only 2 tackles in the opposition, 20 for Tonga. Insane. Insane. Now everyone's calling me a good boy. Thank you. Thank you, people. Thank you. At the Leaguie, he just texted me saying to tell you that you're a good boy. Thank you, dude. All right. 3, 2, 1 in the first half, and it's been whistled. Penalty Tonga. Oh, sin bin! Sin bin! Aaron Clark's going to the bin. Yo! Ah, I didn't get it there in time. Damn it. Jesus. Timer is still paused. Damn it. This happened yesterday. I don't get it. For those of you who don't know, when there's a yellow line, you're allowed to spam yellow emojis. That's their heritage. So we're going to have 24-2 at halftime. If they could nab 2 tries in the 10-minute period to start the second half, this game ain't done. Game ain't done. Breaking news. Famous and sigmatic NRL YouTuber gets murdered by one of his followers. Well, thankfully, I should be alright because I'm not famous or sigmatic. Bang! Isaiah Katoa kicks it into a sea of red. 24 points to 2. I'm going to play the soundbite. I'm going to play it. Matonga! I love it. George says, I'll be right back. Okay, all good. See you later. Oh, I didn't actually add the score. Jesus, 24 points to 2. I thought Kiwis would win. I had very little doubt in my mind about that, but this is special. It's been a very, very special performance. Because it was 0-0, quite fine to the game. Yeah, the first points were scored in the 18th minute, so all 4 of those tries came in the second 20 minutes of the second half. Okay, we're all good on yellow lines now, people. We're all good. Who's that voice? Mulatalo! Ah, I love Ronaldo Mulatalo. Why was there a bin? Aaron Clark was holding down the Tongan player to try and wind down the clock. It's a harsh bin, but it is a professional foul, technically. The Bodster, yes, I saw the picture Vader at the National Anthem. We spoke about it on stream. I was going to say yesterday. I mean, it's technically this morning. I don't know how the hell he got there, but it's great publicity. It's great publicity. So, the baby says, like, if I was a worm, would we still be friends? No. I don't like worms. Not even a little bit. Not even honest, not this much. All wriggly and stuff. Worms have no business existing. Controversial, I know. Sorry to any of my worm followers, but I think you guys are sub-citizens, basically. Unfortunately. The boss says, what you doing if your monster and bro just joins the team? What are you talking about, brother? AR says, Leaguie, mate, this game's done. Tonga had no chance. It's not the Kiwi C team like last year. Tonga had a chance, but, I mean, the game is done. I mean, genuinely, though, these next 10 minutes will dictate it. If Tonga can nab 2 tries while New Zealand are down a player, it's not over. That would be 24-16. Sorry, 24-14. With half an hour left to go in the game. But that's crucial. That's crucial. As it says, what's your Macca's order? I haven't got a meal from Macca's. Like, I'm going to say maybe 3 times in my life have I got a meal from Macca's. Don't get me wrong. I've gone in for the odd McCafe, the odd frozen Coke. But like, you know, not a full meal. Up the milk, that's diabolical. I can't have one of my mods saying that, bro. Okay, I'm going to give you guys some chair content for just a second. Fill up my drink, and then I'll be back in just a moment. That was me beating up chair in like a, you know, friendly way. Like, you know, a kind of buddy kind of style. Not like a violent way, but like a decent way. MVP says, what fancy restaurants do you go to, you public servant? I wish I had enough income to be a public servant. The only restaurant I go to, you can't even really call it a restaurant. It's Hero Sushi in Canberra. And I only go at the end of day because they basically have crazy sales and they're giving away sushi rolls. And I'm poor. So that's the only time I can afford them. So that's great. Danny, can you not? The boss says, I love Hero Sushi. Yes, it is. It is like, you know, a chain. So, yes. It is a chain. The boss says Tom Starling's girlfriend. Those who know, I did see Tom Starling with his girlfriend at Hero Sushi once. Have I mentioned that? Is that why you're saying that? Rubbish. I know you enjoy a feast at Tuggeranong. No word of a lie. I have never been to Tuggeranong. I've been to very, very little of the ACT. I live in like basically a 1 kilometer square area of the university campus and the shopping center in the city. That's my entire world. Unless I'm, you know, going up to Sydney. But within Canberra, I don't go anywhere else. Except for GIO Stadium. So. You aren't a fan of Emre Gula. That is a fact, because I saw him littering. The baby says, I can't see the chair, some chubby guys in the way. Well, we're certainly not friends anymore if you're hitting me with some chubby guy. Damn. I'm kind of processing the fact that that scoreline says 24-2. What? I thought, if anything, Tonga would have... They'd come out with just everything. Like, an absolute team shot out of a cannon after last week. But I think they might be even a little bit worse. Defensively, for the opening 20 minutes, they were fire. They were so good, but it just completely fell off after 20 minutes. Completely fell off. So, guys, Mick Ennis is very concerned. He is very concerned. He has just said he's very concerned. That's true. MVP says, you should check out a Canberra-Croatia football game one day. Me and a friend are very keen to go. We are and we will. Just need to find a little bit of time to do so. Why is Leka Bloody Halasima the 18th man? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All good, Expert Ollie. Good to see you here. Good to see Lucy as well. Says, Leaguie, I am a worm. Ban Lucy. Ban Lucy. I don't like worms. I have one racial prejudice, and it's against worms. Not against anyone else, just worms. Solely against worms. The boss says, which is the Nazi Canberra soccer team? Canberra, Croatia. Yes, I'm aware. That's not why I'm curious about seeing them. We're going to see Canberra FC, I think, in a couple of weeks, which I think is something different. But anyway. EB says, when you're down by 24, you don't take the bloody 2. Hard agree. There was no time on the clock. It was that or one play. I think taking the 2 was the statistically better option. Given that, okay, 2 is a third of 3, right? Sorry, I mean, a third of 6. I think they would have been less than a 1 in 3 chance of scoring. And even if they did score, they would have then had to kick that goal to make it those odds. So, if you want to say try is 4 points, they weren't a 1 in 2 chance of scoring on that play. Taking the 2 is definitely the way to go. Roosters says, I've worn the new Roosters jersey. Have you now? You got anything to tell us? Any cheeky little insights? Because I've got a couple of cheeky little insights that I've alluded to, but I'm not able to disclose anything. My cousin Spencer. Oh, okay, so that'd be why you've got the insight then. Did you like what you see? It looks better. Good. Good. I have said, and I'm not gonna, as I say, disclose anything, but we had Castor for the last few years. Not the biggest Castor enthusiast myself, but the manufacturer that we've got in for this year, probably my favorite. I love what they do. So, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't seen the jersey, though. I haven't seen the jersey. I just know who the manufacturer is. MVP says, are you Croat? I am not Croat. No, I am half Mauritian. And my mum's, Aussie Scottish heritage. So, at the Leaguie bikini reveal when? Maybe 20k. Check your 20k subs. I'll put on a mankini. I do actually have, let me try and find it. This is just, I don't know how well this will go down. Basically, in my building, there's a little table at the entrance where students basically put like clothing and stuff, like when they're leaving the country or whatever, and they're not going to use it anymore. And me and my mates went out one night, and they got quite drunk, and we found this shiny, glittery tube top. And I put it on, and it was very funny, so now I own it. Granted, I haven't worn it since that night, but it's technically there. I'm definitely just going to put it back on that table soon. I haven't got around to it. Chop Suey says, Leaguie, when are you oiling up for the stream? 25k. Adam says, it's a shame that Tonga just haven't been able to be competitive this Pacific Championships. They can't make the final, but I hope they play well this half. I agree. Yeah, it's a case where the depth and quality in spine positions aren't there. So, yeah. Tiger says, surely you wear that for a video. That'd be great. I wore something other than a green suit jacket in one short, and the internet nearly melted. So, you think I'm going to be wearing that? Bro. The baby says, I'm sad that Penrith dropped the Oak sponsor for Picklebet. Oak has been the sponsor for as long as I can remember, and we drop it for a gambling sponsor. Pure wormism. Yes, they did drop Oak. It's like I felt that way when the Roosters and Segals parted ways. Like that just made so much sense, and it was synonymous, absolutely synonymous with our jerseys and our era of success. So yeah, but BYD I'm sort of okay with. I mean, the sponsor looks alright, but Picklebet, really? Reckless says, there is one other video you have not worn the jacket. Do you remember? I mean, early in my career, I wore just like dress shirts. And then once I wore like a cream jacket. But it would have been I think the one you're talking about is the club reveal where I wore a Roosters jersey. Oak has been their main sponsor since their inception. Since their inception? Are you sure about that? That's a long way back, bro. That's 1967. Oh, yeah, true. Every NRL team roasted in 14 minutes. That's true, because I was in Mauritius. I didn't have the jacket on me. Expat, I do have the cream jacket. I do. Just getting a brilliant highlight reel from the Pacific Championships. Sick. Oh, yeah, of course. Tonga beat them last time out. I forgot about that. Of course, to make the final against Australia last time. Hello, George. Good to see you back again. Reckless Ollie's enforcing some absolute tyranny in the YouTube chat, saying 6-7 not allowed. Lorenzo says, thoughts on the new Melbourne jersey? I think it looks not very good. I dislike two elements of it. One, that they've removed the V at the back of the collar. I think that was a really nice touch. I don't know why they get rid of that. I thought it was very cool. But also, it's literally just like last year's jersey, but they inverted the light purple and the dark purple. I think it's a bit smelly, to be honest. My favorite Storm jersey that I can remember, Storm 2020 jersey. I'll put it up on screen. This. Oh wait, no, hang on. That's the Premier's jersey. It was their 2020 jersey. Anyway, I don't know why I'm struggling to find a picture of it. I think I just disconnected there. Am I back now? Hopefully I was there the whole time. Anyway. Okay, that's the most terrible quality. But anyway, I liked that jersey quite a lot. And they haven't sort of gone back to that for quite some time, so. Offline? Yeah, I'm back now, though. I'm back now. My little Ethernet cable came unstuck. Alrighty. Roaming to Rope says, thoughts on the Royals? I'm a Republican. Not in the American sense. I'm definitely not a Republican in the American sense. But I'm a Republican in that I don't like the monarchy. Anyway. So, run there from Nafahu White off their kickoff. Reminder that New Zealand are down to 10 men. These 10 minutes will dictate the game. Absolutely dictate the game. Making the final is beyond Tonga, obviously, but they can still win the game. Egg says, are you okay, Leaguie, after last night? I don't know if you saw my short. It was a little minor crash out, but I survived. It was okay. Timer is really frozen. Yes, it is. It did this yesterday. Just kind of like stopped working a few times, and then it was fine. Just on like the third attempt. New Zealand down to 10. Oh, yeah, sorry, not 10. I'm thinking of soccer. They're down to 12 men. 12 men. I'm already in a Premier League state of mind. Oh, that's a good take there from Lehigh Hopewadi, given they didn't even jump for it. Pass then from him to Daniel Tupou. That's a decent run. The Bodson says it's because of your new phone. I definitely don't think it's because of my new phone. It's not to do with my new phone. Thoughts on your channel getting 1 million by 2026? Look, it's going to be an uphill climb. But we can get there. We can get there. All good, Ollie. See you next week. All right. Up to the 40-meter line there. Tonga on the third. Pass left to Felice Kolfusi. God bless the work iPad, got you on one side and KO on the other. That's pretty impressive. I've got 3 screens in front of me right now. One with the game, one with OBS, one with the chat. That's surely attack on a Katoa without the ball. Anyways, play on. Okay, see McLean's got it, doesn't find an offload. Damn. What did the Bonster say? You give the vibe of a Man City fan? That is disgusting. Dude. I started following my team when they were in League One, and you call me a Man City fan? That's disgraceful. That's utterly disgraceful. Right there from the far, who wide it is broken free. He's got space in front of him. Good legs tackle there by Leaguie Hopewadi. He's waiting to play the ball. He does play the ball. Still a few tackles ahead of them here. Tongan rushing defense was crazy. Surely offside. Yes, it is offside. New Zealand get a penalty. They had to do that because New Zealand had momentum. I thought Nafahu White would have been a very good chance of scoring there. MVP, no. Here's a clue for you. I started supporting my soccer club when they were in League One, which is the 3rd division. They are now in the Premier League. Ah, cool. Reckless on it. That's very cool. Leaguie, name a random NBA team. I'll name my team. The Chicago Bulls. 5-0, baby. 5-0. The baby says, I loved your Ukraine video. Do you know if they qualified for the World Cup? They did not qualify for the World Cup, no. They would have been in with a chance-ish if they hadn't reduced the number of teams in the World Cup. New Zealand had taken it too, which does make sense, actually. I know on first face value, I would have thought no, but they get the chance to soak up even more time and then get the ball back to soak up yet another minute of time. The Bonster says, my Dutch mum gave me $25. What should I spend it on? Dutch pancakes. Poffertjes. Oh, bro. I could go for some poffertjes right now. Oh, boy. Thoughts on independent Western Australia? Okay, so here's the way I see it. We give Western Australia independence. That then gives us the ability to invade Western Australia, massacre everybody, and colonize it with pure East Coast people. Does that sound like racial genocide? Yeah. But who disagrees? Jesus Christ. On live streams, you just say things, right? And you only really get to think about what you've actually said afterwards. That was far from my finest moment, but I think I navigated it well. People are saying W plan. Exactly. Exactly. You see the vision. Dean says, bro, what's genocide? Only for people from Perth. Only for people from Perth. Not, generally speaking. Oh, poor Perth Bears, bro. Here we go. I've got another word of wisdom from Mini Egg. The King Bob Bomb team is being mean to the Red Yoshi team. They are so true, Pookie Bear. So true. Here's the thing, though. See, I know a little bit about Nintendo Universe. There's 2 kinds of bombs. There's the black ones and there's the pink ones. Surely this is just... the black ones are the bad ones and the pink ones are the good ones. Is that a potentially racial thing? Let's not get into it. But is this not just, the bomb-on battle? They're fighting each other. Penalty Tonga, and they tap quickly and go. Eliesa Katoa goes into a tackle of Willison and McLean. Not too bad. Ollie, there's more than that. There's 23 people watching on YouTube. 23. 12 on Twitch as well. So on the second here, CR Wong plays it. Luke's in a dummy half. Gives it to Vaimanga. Kafusi was there in support, but nothing doing there. Still got 3 more to go here. Luke to find Iyongi. Alamotti back in field now. Running hard. Stepping away from a couple of them. Will he get an offload away? He won't. So 2 more to go here. Papali'i gives it to his Penrith Panthers teammate. Then gives him a little pat on the head. Nicely done. Isaiah Katoa gives it to Leaguie Hopewadi. Oh, I did forget to update the scoreboard. That's true. My bad. Tiger Walker, if you're here, you can have some water. Kick across field from Katoa. He's trying to find Daniel Tupou. Tupou gets it. Offloads back. Knock on there from Tonga. Tupa didn't get a clean go at that. He didn't really jump for it. From the Margaret River to the... I'm not saying the second one. Just purely... I don't know if after an hour and a half of talking, I trust my vocal execution to navigate that word appropriately. And my career's not worth it. McLean with a generationally good run and then loses the ball. Rough. Very rough. Magnetic says, I had to play 6 games of rugby sevens today. That's a violation of your Geneva Convention rights. What the hell? 6 games? Jesus. Up the milk, that's definitely not what I said. I'm the opposite of you. I only wanted to kill people from Perth. You wanted to kill everyone except one race. We are not the same. Daily Mail. This YouTuber wants to commit genocide against Perth for what reason? Okay. So, kick there. It was a penalty for Tonga for a time violation on the scrum. I said that Tonga needed 2 tries in the Aaron Clark sin bin period to get back to this game. They have instead lost it 2-0. They technically do have, you know, one set to go here while Clark is not yet on the field. But anyway, Luke had a dummy half. He's got support with him there. Bang, Vaimonga's over. Dimitri Vaimonga's over, and there's life. Listen to that crowd, ladies and gentlemen. There's life in Tonga yet. He needed something out of dummy half there from Sonny Luke, who just got up, ran to the line, drew, pass, bang. Too much strength. And watch those flags go up, folks. Special. Very special. The boss says, who's your favorite Dutch NRL player? Well, now that Papenhuis is not around no more, I think it would be my boy, Oblix Tauha. I love him. Love him. Legman is Jewish, confirmed. Legman is not Jewish. It will be 26-8, but they haven't actually kicked the goal yet, so yeah. Let's go. I'm going to play the soundbite again. I just enjoy hearing it. So Aaron Clark will come back onto the field. They you know, at step 1 to coming back. I did say that they needed 2. I think that they did need 2. They needed it to be 24-14. Instead, it's 26-8. But let's see what they can do. Let's see what they can do. Trivia for Leaguie, or Leaguie Beggy as you've called me. That's a new one. Name a Cowboys player, past or present, who's played for the Scotland national team. Kane Linnett. Lachlan Coote. To be fair, I think that those might be my only 2. Ewan Aiken has, but he's not a Cowboy. Yeah, I'll go with Linnett and Coote. There's 2 of them. From the Kimberley to the Albany, Perth shall be east. Did someone say easts? Oh, Jesus. Tonga have messed up that kickoff royally. Absolutely royally. The Tongan fans do not care. They actually don't give a damn what's happening on the field. They're just celebrating regardless. Hilarious. Let's see here. Isako kicked it high, kicked it long. And it just landed in no man's land. Felice Kofusi wasn't anywhere near it. Magnetic, it's not confirmed, but if I were to give a percentage chance of it happening based on what I know, I'd say it's about an 80 to 85%. So. Joe says, Jesus, you and Vossi literally said the same thing at the same time regarding the Tonga fans. Eerie. I mean, he's my favorite commentator, so it would make sense that we think in a similar way. Good run there from the Fahu White, close to the line, only a meter short of it. They've still got 3 tackles left to go here. He could reach out and plant it on the line there. Crossland passes to Clark, 6 more. You think New Zealand probably going to get a try here, looking at the way that they're attacking. Nickel Klukstad playing a bit more in a fullback role there. Interesting, going back in field. I did see Vossi's beef with the United. That was very, very bizarre. I don't know what the hell him and Brandy were thinking, but anyway. I think they've admitted some fault, so is what it is. Keanu Kini with the ball in his hand, skipping around a couple of them. Tries to duck inside the tackle of Iongi. Can't in the end. Still got 4 tackles left here. Crossland is in at dummy half. Good run there, Clark. Yeah, Pappenhausen is free to explore options at other clubs, but he has said he wants to explore beyond the game of rugby league. Brown, will he go himself? He won't quite. Gets an offload away to Isaiah Papali'i. He gets another offload away, will he? No, he won't. I thought he was. He was definitely going for it. 3 tackles left here. They are 10 meters out. Crossland goes to short side now. Brown, cut out pass to find Clinical Klukstad, who is over. The Tongans are complaining about something. Charge isn't really celebrating. There might be a bit more to look at here. I'm not sure, but for now, the try is given. Chance, Nicole Klukstad. The man who's got that Norwegian heritage. That's where the Klukstad comes from. Him and Brandon Smith, funnily enough. Norwegians. But yeah, brilliantly done. Nice work on the short side. Dylan Brown swung around behind the ruck. Just got a cut-out pass to Chance, who was there on the wing. Nicely done. Step back inside Sione Katoa and the other 2 Tongans who were there in support, Isaiah and Leaguie. Went up to it. Went up to it. The timer is broken. How? Dude, I'm gonna copy the error code and send it to Smart Guy. It's funny, it runs well for like 5 minutes and then just stops. That's very, very well done to get the put down. That demands some physicality. Okay. The timer is now working again. If you see it stop working, tell me, and I'll fix it again. Could be fine for the rest of the game. Could last 2 minutes. I don't know. It's basically been varying. So. Kick there. Oh, he's missed it. That one, Jermaine Asako. Magnetic says, thoughts on the enhanced games, like genuinely? I just feel uneasy about it, to be honest. Not a fan, personally. Not a fan. I don't have too many profound thoughts on it, to be honest. It's just feels like the start of a slippery slope of dystopia. But then where do you draw the line between literal like performance enhancement and sports science, sports supplements? I don't know enough about this area to be able to make a comment on it. I'm just saying I don't know where my line even is, so it's hard for me to talk about. Dean says thoughts on Shane Dawson. He's a YouTuber, right? I ain't really familiar with him. When I read that name, I think of cats, and I don't know why. Did he do something with cats? Optimus says, Leaguie, are we running just as fast as we can, holding on to one another's hands? Gotta get away into the night? No. We're not. I'm sitting here at my desk streaming, so pretty sure that's not happening, bro. Oh, okay. He's South Australian, his cat. Well, that's why I was thinking of cats then. Checks out. Chop Suey just goes, I'm pretty sure he shagged his cat. I don't know if you're English, but I see the word shag and I think of English, so. Dylan Brown on the last. Puts a kick up. Jesus Christ, they really should have been all over him in terms of the pressure. But anyway, it is what it is. Hopawate with a take. I'm Kiwi. Okay. Is shag the common phrase in New Zealand as well? Legman, thoughts on blokes in the bar? You mean bloke in a bar? Best NRL podcast there is. I think of that, and I think dream come true. It still doesn't feel real that I was actually on bloke. Like, what the hell? How? That's not a... What is life, dude? What is life? Speak Free with Matty G is better. I love that podcast. I was on that podcast as well. But, yeah. There's an offload there from Siwa Wong to New Zealand, and it's been rolled and knocked on by New Zealand. So Siwa Wong offloaded. New Zealand kind of ended up with the ball. Play broke down, and National kind of had to make a ruling. Is SGA overrated? You mean Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? I don't think so. He's a pretty good player. I mean, if Halliburton had been injured in the last game of the finals, I think Pacers would have been a very good chance. If so, Shea probably doesn't have the legacy he does now, but championships dictate your legacy, so. The Botson says, is it bad? I'd never heard a bloke in a bar before Leaguie went on it. Not necessarily. There's a lot of NRL fans who haven't, but it is the biggest rugby league podcast by numbers. And it was at one point the biggest sports podcast in Australia. That's now Dan Gorringe's one. Dean, I don't answer questions about France. It just as a general rule. I don't like introducing Frenchness. It ain't good. I don't know anything about the World Series either, unfortunately. 30 points to 8 it is. There's 25 minutes left to go. Actually, it's closer to 24 in this game. Iongi with a run. Tackle there, potentially a little bit high by Kieran Foran, but anyway, it's all deemed to be okay. Luke in a dummy half. Gives it to Isaiah Katoa. Would have put a kick in on the last there. Chased hard by Leaguie, but over-chased. Went a fair few meters beyond where the ball actually landed, and Keanu Kini got the ball. Let's see. So they're ruling that Keanu Kini has got a cramp. Diagnosis from Dr. Klein. Thoughts on the Scotland-USA Union score? What is the Scotland-USA Union score? I don't know. Ah, jeez. Elias Katoa looks so rough, dude. That's all good, Cobra? Time is broken again. How? Why? It's not even like... The error actually isn't showing up anymore. Up the Milk, I feel like I know those lyrics. Is that the song that's in Ted? Where the dude who, like, his creepy dad who kidnapped Ted is, like, doing the dance to them? To that song? On the TV? Like a female singer, I don't know, maybe late 90s, early 2000s kind of song? Okay. Oh, Daniel Tupou's knocked that one on. Did he get it eventually? No, ruled to be that he did not reel it in before it made contact with Jermaine Isako. Daniel Tupou, the ever reliable. You don't see him do that much. Anyway. I think that is the song, Up the Milk. I think that is. Tiger says, how do you think this game, I guess it means, will affect North Korea's attempted takeover of the Taiwanese region? Is North Korea attempting to take over the Taiwanese region? I thought that was China all over that. The timer genuinely worked for 10 seconds and then stopped that time. 10 seconds was all it had. You know how insane that is? I'm refreshing it. That's why it's doing funny things. Alright, I'm sacking it off. I'm sacking it off. No more timer. Okay. On the first hit, Kiwis have a fresh attacking set on Tonga's line. I think this is going to be 36-8 very, very shortly. Cross it into the dummy half. Gives it across to find Clark. Ball playing to find Xavier Willison. Nothing doing there. They go the short side again. Cross it for Isaiah Papali'i. Doesn't get there. That one I know, Dean. That one I definitely know. Cross it across to find Clark. Now Foran. They've got space out here to the right-hand side. Rushing defense from Tonga, though, wraps up Keanu Kini. So they've lost about 10 meters on that play. They're going to try striking from 20 meters away. Crossland finds Foran. Will put a kick over the top. It's going to land around the in goal, and it's just knocked dead. Is it? Yes. Well, no, not quite. Adam Fanoa Blake had to rush back and knock that one dead. My God. The boss says, I once told a 6-year-old he had aura, and he took it as an insult and called me a fat C-word in return. Are you a fat C-word? Because that would change the validity of his response. So, you got to clarify that. Tiger, I don't really want to give out his personal information like that. Is that knock back from Keanu Kearney? Hearing knock on Tonga. Okay. I'm going to say, Fuyuaki's, I don't think saying no, don't challenge. While Leaguie is my youngest brother. And you guys know his name, I'm pretty sure. So. I can see that on Twitch it says Chop Suey TV has reached a 3-stream streak. That's impressive given that my last stream was at 1 in the morning my time. So, well done. Well done. You can definitely sue the federal government, Dean. Alright. 20 minutes left to go in this game. Aaron Clark with the ball in his hand. Steps back inside towards the middle. Tries to get an offload away, but Kafusi has wrapped him up there. The baby, decent guess, but no. Similar club, I would say, in some respects. Foreign finds Dylan Brown. He's going towards the line there. He's literally got 5 Tongans around him. 5 Tongans around him. Until he finally gets to the ground. That is impressive, up the milk. 11 stream streak. Sorry, Twitch should give me that notification. Are we going to review this? Oh, there's a Kiwi with the one of these ones. Thinking, oh, maybe they've scored. I don't think they have. Did you see Niue versus Japan? I did not see Niue versus Japan. Was that in Rugby League? Egg says, ask the kid if he wants a snack. He says no. I get chips. Guess whose hand is now permanently in the bowl? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Niue won 50-0. My God. And Reckless Ollie is correct, yes. Magnetic, I have 2 younger brothers. Yes. So we're reviewing this here. I don't even think Isaiah Papali'i was claiming that he got this ball to the line. But anyway, we're going to be having a look at it. This is where we need last night's funky music. Funky video ref music. Instead of everyone just waiting, get some funky beats going, dude. Get some dutty tunes. Get some absolute bars, absolute beats. That's what we need. Anyway. He got close, but he didn't get there. Rax, yeah, no, I turned off the timer. It was... I fixed it, and it lasted 10 seconds, and then it broke again. So I can't be bothered. Where's the Biggie Smalls? Exactly, dude. I don't think it was Biggie Smalls, though. I think it was the Notorious B.I.G. when I looked it up. The Tongan fans are just massively celebrating the fact that the ball did not touch the ground. It's bloody close, but anyway. I did give the timer a red card, yes. All right, 2 tackles left here. No try for New Zealand. The flags of Tonga go wild on the 4th. Dylan Brown to find Kieran Foran charging Aaron Clark there. Plays the ball. 1 more to go. Crossing gets it to Foran. We now got a penalty in New Zealand. Yeah, Aaron Clark's like, yeah, damn straight, boy. Damn straight. Thoughts on Albo and Abbott going for bad teams? I mean, you're conveniently leaving out Mr. Morrison there. Also, Mr. Turnbull, who was a Roosters fan. Who did Abbott go for? The Boston says, I'm at a 1-stream streak because I'd rather do anything else than stay up till 3 a.m. to watch England. You can't even say England without censoring it, dude. England. Lorenzo Alba goes for Souths. Rex, I didn't really do anything for Halloween. I'll be honest. It's exam season for me. I'm insanely busy, so. Nikorai in at dummy half. Spreads it across to find Dylan Brown. Sort of almost slipped over there. They've got numbers. Cut out pass. Casey McLean for the corner. Will be forced over the sideline. Passes back infield. Tonga have got it. Tonga have got it. Good defense there from the Tongan 13. Yes, they conceded 30 points in this game. Straight up facts. But they've shown a lot of spirit in goal line defense. Morrison at any point in the Diplo trip. Look, mate. It's not my department. Not my department. Even though, as we learned, he was making himself shadow minister for like every single department. So it was kind of his department. Magnetic, if you mean cricket, yes. If you mean rugby league, also yes. Tiger, if you donate right now $17 billion, I will wear a red tutu for my next stream. And Up the Milk, that's valid. Thoughts on Jet Band? I prefer Jet, the song, by Paul McCartney. On the 5th, played there by Leaguie Hopewadi. They're up to the halfway line. As Katoa puts a kick up. It's high. In fact, it's gone above the camera. Keanu Kitty, was absolutely leveled by Dimitrik. Leveled by him. That was time to perfection. To perfection. He knows he did well there. There's a little bit of a self-satisfied smile. Nicely done. Nicely done. Caught it. Bang. He had just enough time to brace Keanu Kitty. Just enough time. Hello, Shavin. How you going? Good to see ya, bro. Good to see ya. We need 617 more subscribers for the rest of this year. That's crazy. All right. Kieran Foran kicks from inside his own 40. No thought of a 40-20 there. Only a modest 20-meter gain. So there wasn't much there. Leahi Hopewadi can't go away from the tackle of Dylan Brown there. We're seeing a Medicab. Oh, dear. Who's gone away in the Medicab? Interesting. Thoughts on the Hume Highway being demoted to international boundary? What? Shavin, I can look in Discord after the stream, unless it's like super, super important and I need to look at it while I'm live on YouTube and Twitch. All right, Tamalolo up to the halfway line. I'm curious to see his stats, actually. Let me have a little look, because I think he's been... he's shown a fair bit, I feel. Jason Tamalolo. 26 minutes. Actually, it's only saying 46 run meters. That's not that much at all. I thought he's had a lot more than that. Maybe the stats are not up to date. Tiger, who's there? Okay, 15 minutes left to go in this game. On the first here, New Zealand coming out of their own end. I don't get the sense that there's many more points in this game, to be honest, which is not what I should be saying. Because the basics of commentating are you try and keep people watching as much as you possibly can. You do whatever you can to BS your viewers into thinking that the team that's behind is within a chance of winning this game. But I'm going to be so unfathomably real with you guys. I just don't get the sense that New Zealand are going to crack 40. And I don't get the sense that Tonga are going to crack 20. So try to Brown. That'd be insane if he scores right now. Oh my god, he will. Oh my god, he will. I don't know ball. That's so funny. He's hurt himself. That's not funny. But wow, what? It kind of looked like they packed in. They'd give it up. I fully jinxed that. Someone has to clip that up. That was terrible ball knowledge. Pass there from Papali'i back out and then inside there from Casey McLean. Knocked down by Pensini and Dylan Brown got there. Try time New Zealand. I can't remember if I played the soundbite or not, so I'm going to play it anyway. Crazy. That aged so poorly. Rax, I ain't dressing up as Santa unless you pay me enough. I'll do anything for $1. Yeah, good try. That's definitely getting clipped up. Absolutely getting clipped up. Thoughts on pizza being used for any peace deal, especially with bacon? Hear me out. Bacon is the most overrated food on earth. Now, I'm not saying that bacon isn't nice. Bacon is nice. But people treat bacon as if it's the greatest thing to have graced this earth, and it's not. It's fine. But bacon is not that good, okay? It's good, it's not that good. Dean donates $3 and says, dress up as Santa. I did say I'd do anything for $1. But that's the thing. I'll do anything for $1, but $3 is too much. It's just overwhelming for me. Kalani says, fantastic take. Thank you. Thank you. Isako with a kick. You'll think you'll get this one.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. I'm telling you. Firstly.
Didn't even have time to play that rest of the sound there. He's got it easy. Absolutely easy. Dean says, okay, Ted from How I Met Your Mother. Is that a Ted take? Did Ted say that? Maybe that's where I got it from, because I've watched that show a few times. Genuinely, what happened to Tonga? It's a good question, bro. This shouldn't have been happening. This and the England stuff, are we witnessing the Leaguie heel turn? Is it really enough for me to turn heel just saying that Bacon's a bit overrated? In fact, more than a bit. It is very overrated. But anyway. Knock on there, Tonga. Paul Alamotti had no idea and was wrestled into touch, but it was a knock on from Tonga. Thoughts on the Tonga situation? Why is there got to be a situation, bro? They're just not that good. Why is he saying don't miss it? Because there was a Kiwi player, Jermaine Asako, lining up a kick, so I played the soundbite. It is a really nice stadium. And a banger of a song. Did the chair meme die? Dude, I got up for like 2 minutes earlier, and the entire chat was spamming chairs, so no. The chair meme absolutely did not die. Do you think Tonga should become an independent nation? Because it's pretty clear NZ owns them right now. That's so rude, dude. That's so rude. Okay. Tapani with a run. We'll see if New Zealand prove me wrong. I do get to 40. I got the feeling that they had sort of checked out a little bit. Nafahu White's in space. Pass back in field. They are definitely not packing it in. They are absolutely not packing it in. Hello, Rex. How you going? Oh, okay. So Kieran Ford has been taken off the field there. Probably a good idea for the veteran. Probably a good idea. Tiger says, do you think Kieran Ford is the greatest player of all time? He is definitely the greatest player of all time to be named Kieran. Name me a better Kieran. You can't, because there isn't one. Just Kieran Ford. What the hell are we seeing? Hello, Chris Turner. How you going? Sing California Girls by Katy Perry or by the Beach Boys? Kieran from Red Dead, who nearly got his balls cut off, is better. Disagree. Kieran Foran's better than Kieran from Red Dead Redemption. All right, 11.5 minutes to go. Adam Fanua Blink passes out the back to Isaiah Katoa. Rushing defense there from New Zealand. They tried to do a cut-out pass to get around it. They could not. Nick I was saying knock on. Does Adam Kieran count? Now, that's a decent shout, but still, Adam Kieran's not better than Kieran Foran. Here we go. Question from Mini Egg. Are you looking forward to Wario in the new Mario movie? I like Wario the best. I've got to say, I'm a Toad kind of man. I love Toad. Toad's my boy. Toad's my homie. But Wario in the Mario movie is going to be pretty sick, Mini Egg. And I'm looking forward to watching that movie. I hope you are as well. Charles Nickel cooks out. There's a little bit of space in the middle. Gets up to about the 40. Who's this bearded man playing in Dylan Brown's position? Dylan Black. Dylan Black. Over the halfway line on the second. Phoenix crosses into the dummy half. Gives it to Keanu Kearney, who just pins the ears back and goes himself. That rush behind the ruck. It's a very, very good play. Crossland for Fisher Harris. Now across to find Clark. I can't really tell. Oh, it's Tamade Martin who's playing in forward's position. That was, I think, beyond horizontal there on Chance. Chance certainly thought it was. But anyway. Tapani with a run now. Straight into the meat of things. He loves it. He loves it. The Canberra captain gets an offload away. They'll be able to go again here. Martin. He stands in the tackle. Can get a pass away. That's the second offload in this play. Fisher Harris spreads it to Dylan Brown. Holds it. Doesn't get a pass away. Krabby across the field. Now pins the ears back, goes himself, tries to find an offload to Timoko, doesn't, holds the ball. One play to go here. Martin, will he go himself? He just jumps. They're in the in goal. Phoenix Crossland's got the ball in the in goal here. I think he's scored. He has. Tomato did something out of dummy half there that I often think to myself, why don't players do this more? Just jump. Just like when you're close to the line, literally jump. Don't try, you know, run at them. Jump on them. And that's what he did. He literally got out of dummy half and tried to jump over the line. He fully went the yoink, and then got the offload to Phoenix Crossing. Wonderful. And he, like, Phoenix grounded it over the top of Martin. That's hilarious. Here we go. Woo God says, I've got a conspiracy theory. There are two Leaguies, Bearded Leaguie and Beardless Leaguie. And we are currently watching Bearded Leaguie playing in Dylan Brown's position. I wish that I was this good at rugby league. I wish I was. Pete says, could we revive the Tri-Nations? What, England, Australia, New Zealand? That just cuts out, you know, Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, PNG. It's like when Alamoti jumped over Reece Walsh. Yeah, that made a bit more sense, but that was pretty funny, to be fair. That was funny. There's, for Mini Egg, there's a Mario-themed little sign in the crowd. Mini Egg, by the way, so one of my viewers is called Egg, and he's got a son who likes Nintendo. So that's what we're talking about, for those of you who are new and you don't know. He's a bit of a cult hero in my mind. Isako to line up the kick. Will he make 42? The answer to life, the universe, and everything. No, I think it's... Oh, it's on the post. Yes, he's missed. Okay, so they don't get life, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Reverse says, nah, but where did Tonga go from here? 2 straight floggings? Where can you? I do wonder if Christian Wolf will think, look, I've had my time with this Tongan team. I've been their coach for nearly... Was he their coach back in 2017 as well? Like, it's been a long, long time. I wonder if he'll think, I'm head coach of the Dolphins. Maybe it's time for me to hand over the reins to someone else. Could well be. After a campaign like this, could well be. Tonga goes short. New Zealand get the ball anyway. 8 minutes left to go in this game. Would you be thinking to move on Christian Wolf? If it was up to you guys? I'm not sure who you would bring in. That's the only problem. But anyway. There's guys out there who would be wanting opportunities. Kalani needs Toops to score. I don't see that happening. Yo, 62 missed tackles to 18. That's mad. Is that a forward offload? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Sig sacked in the morning. That's a bit harsh. You're getting sacked in the morning. Leaguie, he's not going to give you the coach job, mate. I would not want it, dude. Would not want it. I'm happy watching the game. So Tarpany gives the ball away to Tonga. They can make it 40 points to 12 if they score a try. 14 if they convert it. That would be an entirely impact-making score. It would change everything about the way we view this game. 40 points to 12, completely different psychological prospect than 40 points to 8. 40 points to 12 is like, geez, they nearly got there. So close. So close. Just a whisker away. Just the slightest little margin. But 40 to 8, it's a flogging. For sure. No doubt about it. Leaguie, who's winning Sunderland game tonight? Dude, it's in Sunderland, right? I'm pretty... in fact, it is. I know it is. So, Sunderland, bro. We don't lose at home. We don't lose at home. Where's the clock? The clock was breaking earlier, so I just decided to psych it off. Siwa Wong's in a bit of space. He's got support around him. Will he go himself? Oh, he offloads back in field and Casey McLean gets it and runs it dead. Woo says, guys, I think Tonga needed distracting. Ladies and gentlemen. Lois? Ladies. Ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Conway Twitty. It's a Family Guy reference, by the way. When I saw that ball get caught, I was like, yo, they scored. And then I saw that it was a black jersey, unfortunately. I have not played the new Mario Kart, Job, and I did not know that they'd given the female characters tight lycra suits. In fairness, much of the Nintendo demographic are single men of, say, I would say, my age range. So that could be why. Azabin, I'm not sure why your comments wouldn't be showing then. But still, they should be targeted at kids. Like, so that's not great. And a dummy half there, Havili. They've got 3 more tackles left here. Tonga, Hopawade, rushing defense there for Dylan Brown. Good work. Havili. They're going to the left-hand side now. Katoa finds Iongi. There's space. Tupou gets it. Surely Tupou scores. Tupou does score. Daniel Tupou. Death taxes and a Daniel Tupou try. When you're talking about my favorite players of all time, Daniel Tupou, he has never been my favorite player in the NRL at any given point, but he has to be top 3. He has to be top 3, dude. Cooper Cronk, Connor Watson, Daniel Tupou. Maybe even Tedesco over Watson. I don't know. Watson's my favorite at the moment. Let's go. 4 minutes for the miracle to happen. 4 minutes 42, actually. They got heaps of time. Iongi, beautiful pass over the top. And Tupou, I mean, pretty much any other winger won't have a chance of getting that. Here's one thing I adore about Daniel Tupou. He is such a big human being, and yet somehow he's able to do so much with so little space. So little space. Brilliant player, dude. Are you streaming Jamaica v Canada? I am not. This will be my last watch along for the year, I think. Because I don't think I can do the Ashes next week. And I'm at the Pacific Championships final. Isaiah Katoa from the sideline.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Container, firstly.
Shoelace! Shoelace, run out! Hey, clutch!
He hits it. He's got it.
Clutch!
He's clutch. Kalani says $66 coming home, lads. Gamble responsibly. Leaguie, please do streams of random international games. Well, I need to find actual times at which they're being shown and streams that they're being shown. And it needs to work for, you know, for you guys. But there's going to be more. Geez, you guys are really taking this to heart. I'm flattered. There's going to be more Leaguie game streams, though. I'm going to add a regular Saturday Leaguie game stream. So I'll have Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So, yeah. Can we have a Christmas stream? Maybe. Maybe. Well, I want to say thank you to everyone who followed on Twitch today. We had a massive Twitch stream today. Got crossed 1,000. I thought that was sort of a good goal for the rest of the year. We did it with 2 months to spare. That's banging. Now, all we have to do is get that YouTube subscriber count up. Get that one to 10K and we'll be sweet, bro. We'll be sweet. 9,384 it is right now. We need 616 more. That's doable. That's very doable. Leaky exam watch along, surely. Yeah, I'll just bring in my phone. Put it on me while I'm doing my equity and trust law exam. Tiger, I'm not in Sydney right now. Kick over the top there from Isaiah Katoa. Underneath it is Iongi. Tapped back. I think knock on. No, knock on New Zealand. Okay, Tonga will get the ball back. One thing I might do, say there's like a week of like a lot of big news or whatever. I might just like hop on for an hour if I have time. And we could do like a just chatting stream. The boss says you simply must stream on 22nd of November the 6 games. What are the 6 games? Do people at your uni know about your YouTube? My friends do, yeah, for sure. Can we get a study room with lo-fi beats? I can play some lo-fi beats. I mean, these are lo-fi beats. Nice little passing there from Tonga. They had Tupou in a little bit of space, but he couldn't do that much with them. I'm absolutely doing more postseason vids, yes. Main channel vids will be coming thick and fast. Havili to find Iongi, runs himself, nothing doing there. They could get us back to 40 points to 20. Brilliant rugby league scoreline. Jamaica, Canada, Ghana, Nigeria, USA, and Jamaica. How are Jamaica playing against Canada and the USA? Damn. 6 more. Tonga might actually score here. Havili, no, knock on. Damn it, that's taken the air out of the sails. Reckless says, hold up, why is JR Pete a mod? I don't know. It was probably a while ago. I made him a mod. What's wrong with JR Pete? JR Pete's a legend. He's a regular. Go out singling him out. How much do you make off social media? Nothing off Instagram or TikTok. YouTube. In the last month, I've earned $375. So it's not nothing. But it's like, considering the hours I put in, that is aggressively below minimum wage. Like, aggressively below. But I don't make money off these streams unless I get donations. Next year, I'll try and monetize things a little bit more at Patreon and stuff. But, yeah. Who's your follower that plays for the Broncos? Jet Bryce. For instance, and I don't want... I'm eternally grateful. I don't do the live streams for the money, but like, this has been... It'll be about 2.5 hours worth of work, of streaming, by the end of it, for $3. So, yeah. By the end of this stream. But I'm eternally grateful. Alright, I can see 20 seconds left on my clock. Some people are saying full time, so some people are clearly ahead of where I am, but anyway. Caught there by Daniel Tupou. 5 seconds left. Leaguie, I'll do below minimum wage editing for you at $0 a month. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. Anyway. Okay. Damn. So, 40 points to 14 it is. Setting up a final next week between New Zealand and Samoa at Combank Stadium in Sydney. I will be there. I will be square. If you see me there, I'll be wearing this here green jacket. Come up to me. Say hi. Very happy to see any of you wonderful people. But anyway, as much as I would love to stick around and chat, I do need to go. Wish me luck for my exam tomorrow. It's the reason why I can't be on the Bloke podcast. Me having done 3 streams in the last 20, let's call it 26 hours, was not the best exam preparation strategy. But while I'm in the exam tomorrow and it's talking about fiduciary duties under Australian equity law, I'll be like, yes, but did you see Daniel Tupou's try? I'll just write that to the examiner and they'll be like, ah, yeah. Boy knows ball. I guess I should say a bit of a goodbye in terms of this being the last probably watch-along stream for the year. Unless I do some, random international games. But thank you for an insane year of watch-alongs. We'll still be doing a lot of new live streams on the gaming channel. So pay attention for that. We're going to be finishing off Red Dead and then playing some of the Batman Arkham games probably. But yeah, we will leave it there. I'll just cue up the national anthem. New Zealand anthem. This year was insane for the live streams. It will get even bigger next year. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Dean says sad ending. I'll see you all soon. See you later.